Okay, this experiment that I'm doing, it's going to be an experiment to make a type of material that is hard and flexible at the same time. I'm going to be using concrete and glue. This type of glue I got from, where'd I get it from? It's wood glue. I got it from somewhere. I think I got it from Lowe's. Titebond #2 premium wood glue. The water is ordinary drinking water from the bottle. I was going to use distilled water from a gallon jug, but that seems to be a waste since distilled water sometimes is hard to find when it's in demand. So the concrete that I have here is some that I've been letting sit up for a little while. I need to use it. This is came from Lowe's. It says fiber. Oh yeah. The fiber reinforced concrete mix, crack resistant. All right, it's 80-pound bag. And since it's got that fibers, I'm assuming it's got fiberglass fibers in it and it's crack resistant. But see, I want something that has a little bit of flexibility. And I'm thinking that this material that I'm trying to produce here, it's going to have a slight flexible, because it's going to have this glue mixed into it and the concrete. You will have the concrete that's crack resistant plus the glue, which should make a material, once it's put into this pan right here, that's almost resonant. I'm thinking it should be almost resonant. A type of hardness that has some flexibility to it. And you got the fiberglass fibers in there, which I'm sure that's what it is. It should be somewhat resonant. I don't know how I know that. But so let me go ahead and put the concrete mix in. I'm gonna pause it and I'm gonna show the next scene, the next little cut. Today's temperature is about 80 degrees. So we have the glue that it does have some ability to move. As you can tell, it's moving. It's not hard to move. This stuff's like Elmer's glue in a way, but different, if you know what wood glue is like. So it's not difficult to work with. I've already poured some concrete in here. The concrete has some pebbles in there with it. So let me show off my pants. It's got NASA written on it. NASA. Of course, this is Black Space Project. Not NASA, Black Space Project. So anyway, all right, what I'm gonna do now is, I thought about it. I'm gonna put water in first. I'm gonna add some water first before the glue, because I don't want the glue to dry in the mix and adhere to it right away too fast. Let me pause this. Mixing some water in the concrete mix. And I don't know, I'm just eyeballing this. I don't know how much is too much, not enough. And it's kind of self-explanatory why I'm using a bag, right? Inside of this aluminum tray. Just so I can pick it up out of here after it cures, after it dries. So I'm mixing it up. It looks like I may have a little bit too much water, but I'm gonna mix it up. Little cat. Cat wants to see what I'm doing. And it almost seems like it's too much water. I mean, I'm scraping the bottom. And maybe that's the way it should be. I'm just kind of using intuition on this. I'm gonna add the glue in just a minute to see what happens. And I don't expect anything to happen right away because the concrete's gonna take at least a day or so to dry. Now it looks like it has, oh, that's grout. Look, that's See what's in there? Definitely got some chunks. Is that granite? I don't know if that's granite or what. Looks like granite. I don't think they will put granite in it. But anyway. So if I'm going to use this material as something to... I don't want to give it away yet. So I'm going to mix this a little more, and then I'm going to add some glue. But I'll mix it some more off camera. And then add the glue, and I'll keep stirring it. So I kept stirring it just a little more. Now I'm going to add the glue. This is all something I thought about a little while back. A what if scenario. What would happen if you mix glue and concrete? What type of material would you end up with? And hopefully this is something that I can use towards building something that I've got in my mind. Wouldn't it be interesting? So, it definitely smells like glue. Look at this. We have glue and concrete mixed together. Imagine, ooh, it feels like it's kind of jelly. It's like jello. It's like a water gel. It's like it's making the water move like jello. You see that? Interesting. The viscosity, the thickness of the water's gotten thicker and it's moving like jelly. That is interesting. And the two smells of the concrete and the glue, that's even more. Look at that. It's getting real jello-like. I'm scraping all the way to the bottom. And it's churning jelly-like. Oh, interesting. Okay, so now it's kind of beyond the point of being like jello. It's beyond that point. It's almost like a pudding now. If you can see that, it's like a pudding. And it seems to be getting thicker and thicker, which is kind of interesting. I stopped scraping the bottom because I didn't want the rocks to break the bag. And I'm trying to just skim the top of it. And it's beginning to look more and more like a pudding. And it's changing. All right, here's the color change. The blackness of it, it's more spotty black than it was. Very spotty black. The glue you can't see anymore. And it's very spotty black looking. Almost like what's that color? Malic paint? I think that's what they call it. With the speckles in it, except these speckles are black. And the little spots that you see, that's the sun shining through the trees on it. Those light spots you see. Still kind of grinding the bottom, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying to leave the bottom alone right now and just get the top of it. Alright, so I've gotten to the point where I think I should stop staring at it. I'm kind of like along the top of it. And maybe just, I guess, oh look, it's kind of bouncing back. You see that? When I tap on it, it's no longer like water anymore. It's like, it's got a real heavy thickness to it. That is interesting. It's like the spoon won't sink into it. It's just falls on top of it. That is interesting. Alright, so I guess I should leave it alone right now and let it dry. I guess I'll set it in the sun for a while, come back to it the next day, and see what happens.